Hello, Yakri here with my first Artifact video. If you aren't familiar with Artifact, it's a new trading card game, or TCG, coming from Valve and Richard Garfield, the lead designer behind games such as Magic the Gathering, Netrunner, and others. Now, I don't want to give an overview of the game exactly, because that's been done to death and we don't know everything about it yet. I've even seen other people claiming to write guides for the game of all things, despite not having all the information on the game or even having played it. Instead, I'd like to talk about what makes me hopeful and excited for the future of this game based on the limited information we do have so far. The first thing that got me interested in Artifact is that Richard Garfield is the lead designer behind it. Initially, I was pretty skeptical of the idea of Valve making a trading card game. However, Garfield has a fantastic track record with card games, and Magic the Gathering, of course, is the most widely successful paper TCG. However, Garfield also designed other critically acclaimed titles like Netrunner and Soulforge. Now, despite none of his other titles being a huge financial success, and Soulforge has plenty of non-design related issues that probably make it a bad game overall, he's delivered consistently excellent design throughout his career. Related to this is the fact that I, for one, am a pretty big fan of the design and style of Magic the Gathering, if not for the cancerous monetization model and recent direction of the game. Fortunately, Artifact has some of the more interesting elements of Magic the Gathering, presumably courtesy of Garfield, such as themed color mana in the form of heroes, and this is particularly interesting when paired with a statement from Gabe Newell that Artifact will at the very least not continue the common practice of correlating card power and rarity as Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone do in order to drive up costs. Additionally, this gives me some hope that the cost of the game won't be absolutely through the roof like it is with most online card games such as Hearthstone or Magic the Gathering Online back in the day. It's really up in the air how expensive this game will actually be, but trading cards through the Steam market combined with card power not being tied to rarity leads me to expect that the game will at least be cheaper to keep up with than Hearthstone and other TCGs or CCGs. Alright, that's enough background. So let's talk about what there is to be excited about in terms of actual game mechanics from what we know about the game so far. There are basically three unique aspects to Artifact compared to most other card games, which are heroes, multiple boards, and the item shop. Out of these, I believe that heroes and boards have the most interesting and obvious impact. And heroes are probably the most unique game element that there is in Artifact. Heroes and Artifact serve in large part to act like lands do in Magic the Gathering. If you're unfamiliar with Magic, it has elemental mana types which allow you to cast spells of the same element by utilizing the appropriate land cards. Heroes and Artifact function by allowing you to cast spells that are the same color as the hero on whatever board that hero is on. So, if you have a red hero on a particular board, you could cast a red spell, but not a blue spell, using the board-specific mana pool for that board, since each board has its own separate mana pool. Now, this allows for something like 14 deck compositions by color, disregarding a number of other factors like how much of a given color is included in your spell cards and what your color ratio is, which is to say, like if you have 3 green heroes and 2 blue heroes, or 4 blue heroes and 1 green hero, that sort of thing, right? And that's a bit less than there is in Magic the Gathering in terms of variety, since Artifact lacks a white mana type equivalent, but considering the other complexity that the heroes bring in through items and through being powerful respawning units and their passive abilities, I feel heroes are a very unique and powerful tool for increasing game complexity and variety. This is in stark contrast to, say, Hearthstone, which creates this variety in a much more rigid way, and only has 9 heroes as compared to the possible 14 color combinations in Artifact. Considering that there's a wide variety of color weighting and hero weighting options within those 14 combinations, this leaves us with a wide variety of possibilities compared to the primary competition. Part of what makes this added complexity via heroes, in my opinion, more meaningful and interesting is that Artifact has 3 different boards, aka lanes, that you play on. With 3 boards and 5 heroes who can temporarily be killed off, at least one lane is going to be missing out on some of the spells available to you in a 2+ multicolor deck. The 3 board style is a little less unique, as there have been some other semi-notable card games that have had multiple boards in the past. However, I really like how it interacts with the heroes and the fact that they gate your spell use. This ensures that for more complex deck designs, rotating heroes between lanes is going to be incredibly valuable and complicated to pull off effectively. On top of that, of course, there's just more to keep track of, raising the skill cap commensurate with that. So that's why I'm excited about Artifact. It's probably the game I'm most anticipating at the moment for this year, although there are still some pretty big details to be resolved, like how the economy is going to be set up, and that could significantly alter my opinion of the game going forward. Considering the company and the design talent behind it, though, I'm fairly optimistic that we will have a new contender on the same level as Hearthstone, and with a much higher focus on competition, complexity, and design creativity from players. Anyway, let me know in the comments what, if anything, has you excited for this game. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like it, be sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, Yakri out.